Hello and welcome to U.S. History class, and I am your professor, Jennifer Haynes. We are doing U.S. leaders today, and we always do three every week. So here are our three for this week. Andy Beshears, he is the governor of Kentucky. Bernie Sanders, who is a senator from Vermont, and Jerome Adams, who is the Surgeon General. And we are going to look at these three U.S. leaders and get to know them a little better. So let me put myself in the corner and move myself down. Here we go. Here is Andy Beshears, Andrew Graham Beshears. Whoops. Why is that work doing? So he is the son of Steve Beshear, who was the 61st governor of Kentucky. Okay. One reason I picked him is because every time there is a coronavirus update, he says this funny little thing. This sounds cheesy, but I think it's just really endearing, even though I don't live in Ohio. I live in Ohio. I don't live in Kentucky, but my friends really like it. He says, "We will get through this. We will get through this together." And so he just seems like this big father figure when he's talking about the global pandemic. So his early life, the whole purpose of getting to know these leaders is not, we don't really want to know anything about their politics. We just want to know, we want to see them as people. So we want to see them as people. So we're going to look at their early life, where they came from, what obstacles they overcame, or what kind of life they came up and grew up in. And obviously, Andy Beshears, his father was governor. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. So we look at their lives and get to know them as humans. So he went to Henry Clay High School in Lexington, Kentucky. Okay. He went to Vanderbilt University. He got a bachelor's degree in political science and anthropology. Oh, I love anthropology. He went to the University of Virginia School of Law. So he became a lawyer and worked as a lawyer for a little bit. So there's not a whole lot here because he just became Kentucky's governor. Beshears and his wife Brittany are both members of the Christian church and serve as deacons, and they have 2 children. Okay, that's all we got on him. All right, so we're going to go to the next one. He is a Democrat as well. I wanted to put that. Bernie Sanders. Okay, so I have to show you something because I'm a huge Bernie Sanders fan. Okay, so here is my Bernie shirt. Bernie is magical. Okay, so that's really important because he just gave up probably his last presidential race, April the 8th. And because of the global pandemic, he knows there's just no way right now. So he put his support behind Joe Biden. So one reason I love Bernie so much is, I don't know if you watch this, and I want to challenge you to, if you're interested. He was on Fox News. I love politicians that cross the line, go to the other side, and have a conversation. That's like my favorite thing. I teach political science, by the way. And the reason I love that so much is because George Washington, our first president, there were 2 political parties. They weren't called the same thing as we have today. They were the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists, but one wanted a big government, one wanted a small government, and George Washington refused to pick a party. He said no. So he had 3 and 3, or the same amount on his cabinet, and he asked for both sides. So one part of this political campaign is Bernie Sanders went to Fox News and talked to people who really kind of oppose him, and had a wonderful conversation, and you can look it up. I'm pretty sure on YouTube and watch it, but I just love conversation. I just love that. So sorry, that's my Bernie spiel. I also have the other shirt that says, "Feel the burn." It says Bernie Sanders. I love him. Okay, so Bernie Sanders, he's a senator from Vermont. He's an independent. He is the longest serving independent in U.S. congressional history. Okay, he has a close relationship to the Democratic Party. He's very progressive. I know a lot of people say socialist, but most people don't know what socialist means. What's really funny? In university, I found that so many professors were actually, when I was in grad school, are actually lean toward, most first world countries besides ourselves have free college, except for Canada, it's $4,000 a year, and free healthcare. Okay, and that's what a lot of this progressive socialism is scary, but this is socialism with democracy and private property. Because I mean, I'm very fortunate and have a house, and I would like to keep it, and I'm sure you would too someday be able to own a house. So anyway, doesn't mean what you think it means. Isn't that from the Princess Bride? It, I do not think that means what you think it means. Okay. Oopsie, sorry. He went to Brooklyn College, and he graduated from the University of Chicago, which is a really good school. All right. He marched in the civil rights movement. Pretty cool. All right. Early life. I just love this picture of him. That's so cute. Bernard is his name. Bernie Sanders. He was born in Brooklyn in New York City. Okay. His father was born in Galicia in in Austria-Hungary, now part of Poland. So you know in history class, if I ever say that someone is a descendant or their mother or father was an immigrant of a Polish Jew, that you know that your ears should perk up because they had some of the most severe persecution under Hitler. He hated Poland and he hated Jews. And so if you got out, you were super, 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 super lucky. If you were a Jew that got out of Poland. Okay, let's see. His father was born to a working class Jewish family. His mother, Dorothy Sanders, was born in New York City, is also an immigrant, Jewish immigrant, also a Jewish, Polish Jew, which is amazing, both of them. Okay. Sanders became interested in politics at an early age, he said. A guy named Adolf Hitler won an election in 1932. Wow, that's pretty crazy. He won an election and 50 million people died as a result. That is amazing. Okay, he went to elementary school, PS 197. Oh my, he won a borough championship on the basketball team. I didn't know he played basketball. Sorry. Oops, it's hitting all kinds of different things. All right. He said his community was more important than his education. Interesting. All right, so we're going to skip over this. We're going to go to his personal life. All right. Let's see. Where are you? There's a lot of stuff on you, Bernie Sanders. Okay. He married Deborah Schilling Messing, and then they were divorced. They had no children. He did have a son with a girlfriend, and his name is Levi Sanders. And he was born in 1969 to girlfriend Susan Campbell Mott. Okay. Then he married Jane O'Meara Driscoll, who later became president of Burlington College. Oh, I didn't know that. His wife is a college president. That's crazy awesome. All right, let's see. He considers Jane's three children as his own, and he has several grandchildren. And I think they adopted one. All right, so this is really cool. Sanders' elder brother Larry lives in England, and he is in the Green Party over there. And he's run for different things, and he's in politics, and he said that he owes his brother a lot of his ideas. That's amazing. Okay, anything else? I think that's all. So that's Bernie Sanders. No more presidential election, sorry. All right, so the last person we're going to do, we've seen on the news a lot, and I have just been really taken back by his candor and his how he holds himself and how he talks about things. His name is Jerome Michael Adams. He is an American anesthesiologist and vice admiral in the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps. He's the 20th Surgeon General of the United States. All right. This is our Surgeon General. Sorry, it keeps doing that. All right. He grew up in Maryland on a family farm. He was in the top 5% of his class. He attended the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and had a full scholarship. All right. He studied abroad in Netherlands and Zimbabwe. Wow, that's really cool. All right. It says he was I just read it. He was a professor. He taught anesthesiology at Indiana University. Okay. All right, let's see down here and see if we can find, oh, all it says is his personal life. Adams and his wife Lacey have 3 children. I wish they would tell us more. Oh, look at that. This is his his rank. Ooh, that's awesome. Look at his awards decoration. Very, very cool. All right. Okay, so those are our 3 leaders for this week, and then you write them down each week, and you're supposed to write down their name, their title, something about them that's interesting, that you found interesting, that we went over, and then you turn it in at the end of the semester, and there should be several names on there, and you get 50 points, and then we get to know some of our leaders and people that you see on the news, and maybe you'll run into them at the airport. You know exactly who they are. All right, have a great evening. Thank you.